don't know. We can fly. Why don't you come with me, little girl?
The panel is classified M and is recommended for viewing by mature audiences. It may contain some coarse language and adult themes.
A special welcome to those of you who've just wandered in from the backyard when you've been out looking at the red planet Mars, currently closer to Earth than it's been for 60,000 years. It's 55.76 million kilometres away, or to put it another way, about 3 times the length of Greg Norman's yacht. If you get that, gives you some idea. You could reach out and clutch it.
Is that right? In fact, believe it or not, Tom, it's rising in the eastern sky at the moment, and it's very close. So if you actually look carefully over my left shoulder, you should actually see it coming up over the skyline.
There it is. That's our entire props budget for the rest of the year. Blown there, thank you.
That's fake, actually. It's not the real Mars.
No. Forget the cosmos for the next hour. Stick with us. We have a wonderful show. Australia's newest golfing star, Nick Flanagan, is going to be dropping by for a chat. He's just won the US amateur title. He'll be with us tonight. Plus, we've got an international musical act waiting in the wings. Barry Cassidy.
Strippers. We've got...
I missed that meeting.
Oh, really?
We have a wonderful panel.
We've got lie detector tests tonight.
We've got so many. Plus cheap props. Let's meet our panel for this evening. A man who's never won a golfing title in his life.
No, I have.
More amateurish than amateur. Oh, we'll find out why. Mr. Glenn Robbins.
Thank you very much. Can I say what we do? You don't mind if we say it? We regularly have our... there are 4 majors every year, and we have our own miniature major on the Friday of the major. So
mini golf?
No, real golf.
Oh, right.
But we play a Masters and a PGA, and then we have a little trophy, and we have an award ceremony, and we all have a shower after. We all have a drink afterwards.
Do you have a special blazer?
Yes, I won the Masters.
It's more a singlet, Joe, but it's well, congratulations. Also with us tonight, he's been diagnosed early in the week with a severe case of scabby mouth, but he's managed to make it to the panel. Scabby mouth, the sheep. Oh, geez, did you do any research for the show?
Have you been watching McLeod's Daughters?
Rob Sitch joins us.
This is a measure of where I'm at in my life, Tom. Shane Warne's hanging out with strippers, and I'm on the front porch of my house trying to find Mars.
That's the one. That's the one. And you're getting very excited about it.
And I see all those cues there, and I go, if you could just get the telescope and point it on Shane Warne's bedroom, that would be something I would queue for.
It would be worth waiting 60,000 odd years for. But not
perhaps
tonight.
see a full moon, but go on.
Thank you, Santa. Also with us this evening, a woman who debuts this Sunday here on Network 10 with her own show called Bread. It's about small business, how to make money. Here's a little taste from episode 1 coming up. And that was done in one take, I believe. Joe Stanley joins us this evening.
Private collection. It was.
I'd be checking my phone for an SMS text after that.
Mate, I've been waiting. I've heard nothing from Warning.
So you're a network star now, Joe?
Oh, I don't know about that.
You've got your own show. You're hosting your own show.
I'm hosting a show, yes. But I think I have a long way to go before I'm a star. But it's lots of fun.
If you're doing the walk and talk thing, are you doing that? Do you walk and talk?
You know, I did. I walked and talked in the first episode, and they've since taken that off me. I failed the walk and talk.
You do need to build up to that. You just can't rush straight in.
Tell us, this is based on business, is it?
Small business, yeah.
Right. Do you start any segment going, GST? Do you go like that?
They did in
wholesale
fact,
tax.
They did in fact try once with a it was coffee shops actually, but I felt very Mike Moore, so I changed it.
Good. You changed it to the money.
Hey, don't spoil it. It's all coming up on Sunday with Bread. And finally returning, we haven't seen this bloke in a while, internationally jet-setting, spotted last week in Jamie Oliver's restaurant in London. Say hello to Santo Cilauro.
I went to London. I'm such not a London guy.
This was the heat wave. Were you?
There was a big heat wave there. I went on a double-decker bus with no roof.
Wow.
Yeah, it was so hot. But I went on the first thing I did when I got to London, I actually walked out of my hotel and I actually heard a guy leaning on his cab going, I know that geezer. You know, I actually heard the Cockney straight away.
Wasn't set up for you.
And what was Jamie's kitchen like?
It was great. Yeah, in fact, I heard you guys were talking with Jamie.
Yeah. He's a friend of ours.
Yeah, exactly. He's a friend of mine too. He at exactly the moment that I was at the restaurant, and I wanted to take photos. I don't. It sounds like a joke, but I actually didn't have a camera, but I did have my phone, which takes photographs.
Did you get any?
Yes, hang on, sorry, I've just got to go through Shane Warne's.
Scrolling through.
That's me at the front of.
This will be good.
That's me at the front of.
We'll take your word for it. Sonny.
Yes.
Who's that geezer?
You can download these.
Yeah, that's
your
my
plate.
my cured duck.
There's another 400 of these. I should warn viewers if you might want to check on Mars.
You go the economy edition.
It was great. No, it was actually really good.
We'll
I
return
loved
to
it.
full details of this.
Yeah, I'll explain it all later.
Can I pose this question? Are you heading for a fall when you set up something and call it Australians for Honest Politics Trust?
What a pissweak name.
Are you just setting yourself
really.
up to be bitten on the bum?
But they're so up their own bums, they can't even see the irony in it.
Absolutely.
They actually were serious.
Yeah,
a couple of years.
But that's smokescreen. You know, you've got to, what do we call? Imagine at the meeting, what do we call the fund to get rid of
Yes.
Pauline Hanson, honest Australians?
Nice, honest
that's
politics.
good.
Yes. Building.
But
Yeah, I don't think they took an early lunch when they took.
But the justification, it's like when he said, have you, has the Liberal Party put money into this? He goes, no, it didn't. And now he's justified it. He said, well, no, 2 weeks later I did.
Yes, exactly. It's a completely different matter altogether. It's when people you start using the phrase. Now, strictly speaking, I come back to I did not have sex with that woman. It's that basic.
I find
clinging
it's
to the-
whenever I see our Prime Minister get agitated, I know that there's something underneath. Have you got the thing of what he said today?
I think we should move on.
You ought to take a shower and sort of calm down and get the thing back into perspective.
Here's the perspective. One of your ministers fucking lied.
Yes.
There's your perspective.
Yeah, and also he's justifying it by saying, I thought that it was time we got rid of Hanson's politics. It's like, isn't that what the diplomatic process is for? It's not his decision.
Exactly. But he's sticking by. They say John Howard's standing by his man. When is he not?
Exactly.
I can't recall too many occasions when he's cut someone loose.
Well, because he knows as soon as he starts calling other people liars, they're going to call him a liar.
There was one
so
time he
can't
didn't
do
stand
it.
by the High Court judge.
Michael Kirby, yes.
Yeah, there was a bit of silence about that because, obviously not a mate. But but also, what disturbed me then is we should take a shower.
Yeah, not an image I want to dwell on for too long.
Excited about it.
Barry Cassidy will be joining us to put a more informed spin on it a little later. But John Howard actually missed the first part of this breaking because he was overseas in the Solomon Islands. And when they always give the leaders a big red carpet welcome, this is the Solomon Islands version. There we go.
That looked inflatable.
It's like the thing when you crash.
When you crash,
A couple of Duna covers as best I can make out. But then they also organised, while we're on a roll, the ceremonial welcome for him. But I suspect the welcoming party just set their alarm a little bit late that morning because this is what happened. Here we go. He's crossed the Duna cover. Look, we're going to take a very quick break. When we return, more of this. Plus Mars. Watching the panel, possibly listening to it on the Triple M radio network around Australia. And Glenn, I must start. You've brought in some.
There's a couple of people over there. Yes, can we have a cutaway of them? Pete? There's a couple of students over there because on September the 2nd, it's back to school day. Is that right? Yeah, back to school day, and that's Tessa and Robin, and they're from my old school, and they're following me around because I'm a positive role model. That's true. And we went to the same school. I actually taught at that school.
Has he got you to do anything demeaning during the course of the day?
We got to look at these.
What's that?
It's a folder.
Yeah, okay, good. Thank you, Robert.
afterwards we're going to go out to take some drugs. And go to a girlies' night. No, throughout the evening they're going to be experiencing different things in a television studio. They may well be taking over some roles here. They may well be directing the show before the end of the night. But
why didn't they come? We just went to see the Mars. Why didn't your students come with us?
Well,
Would you like to
have come to see? I can show you.
Yes. So no, we're done with the Mars.
There's Mars. But anyway, enjoy the rest of the evening.
Yes.
Have you a lot, and I'll give you a 10 out of 10 already. Encouraging positive role models in
Glenn and I went and saw Mars before at a shopping centre.
I think all around Australia there's a number of, and it's a really good thing. It's like a community thing. People they're setting up. People who've got big telescopes.
Fantastic.
And the community's coming together. It's great. We went down there. There must have been, when we first got there, maybe 500 people. By the end, would have been 2,000
and
people.
for one time, blokes with big telescopes get to kind of
I know, it's the day of the nerd.
Exactly. How long do you spend? What's the etiquette? You're allowed to spend
the
like 10
line,
seconds?
well, it actually clouded over the entire time we were there. So I got up and did a couple of songs of the crowd. We've got some footage of us going there.
Experiencing the red planet.
It must be I don't know, what, 500 people here? That was pretty early on. That little dot up in the sky. Can you see that little dot up there? I reckon that's Mars there. No, it is. Can you see Mars? I think if you look, hang on, there it is. Where? Oh, very clever.
That's your real Mars.
That's your real Mars.
You know, the guy that ran it said he kept getting phone calls during the day. He said he's got some good ones. He said someone rang and said, "Do you have a daylight viewing?" And last night there was a lady and she looked in and she said, "Oh, so Mars is round."
Oh,
yeah.
Well, that's not that is stupid. There's no cosmic gloss you can put on that at all.
But when you actually get there, this is my problem with all of these phenomena of Halley's Comet and the Leonard meteor shower, is when you actually get there and you go, it's not...
It's such an anticlimax.
It is, because you get used to images like that last one, you're expecting it to be huge, and it's not that huge. But it's more about coming together and
staring at the
sky.
Yeah.
I think, well, it had to be tonight. There's not a lot else happened.
I don't find it overly interesting.
To look or to be part of a group of people looking?
To look. I mean, I like the concept of, that looking out at the sky and thinking about your own existence and our world and all that sort of stuff. But once you actually see the planet, it's like,
And then you're surrounded by a group of people in lumberjackets. It's not really...
Halley's Comet, I couldn't even see Halley's Comet.
That was an
going,
You were born then, Joe. You were just...
a young slip of a girl.
86, I remember it very clearly, because my mum dragged me outside and
said, look.
And said, look, and we went, and then there was a couple doing it in the bushes, and that was much more interesting.
Introduction to astronomy.
The thing about telescopes is when you see them, you go, what a cool toy. Like, they're really good.
Yeah.
But once you've done Mars,
the moon,
Venus...
and you burnt yourself with the sun.
But once you've done...
Once you've seen the rings of Saturn...
Once you've done, like, four
the
things...
biggies,
that's it.
It's a very expensive...
You hang clothes on it, basically.
Yeah, and aren't they all going to now, once Mars is done, all the telescopes are going to be pointed at the neighbours, surely?
Yeah, exactly.
My gripe is it's upside down.
But you can't. I'm sure you can get.
Well, you have to do everything. Don't you know the telescopes that you have to do go the opposite way? And am I the only person that has enough?
Because we were looking through it, and it was shaking like that.
Mars was, or you?
No, Mars was, because we were in a car park, but the actual concrete was enough to make it like shake.
You weren't getting excited.
No,
it was getting excited. Got a Mars bar.
Can I give you? No, don't encourage it. Can I give you three names? Tell me what these three names have in common. Listening? Renee Rifkin, Pauline Hanson, Anthony Zumbati from Australian Idol.
Oh, crying in public?
Pretty much. All copped a punishment and have crumpled, gone to pieces. Had to have the doctor in to sedate them.
Yeah, fully. Like Anthony's on the edge.
On medication.
He's not
what happened to taking it on the chin?
But they do, the thing is that they do, in these reality shows, they do. What they go, great, good. Actually, no, fine, I accept that. And then they obviously collapse afterwards.
Well, but you saw him when he got in. I mean, he's clearly a bit imbalanced to begin with.
On the edge, yes.
Really?
He's now being pushed over the edge. Thank you, John.
They should just look at John Drummond, the sprinter, and take it on the chin. Just accept
Johnny
it.
spit.
That was those guys. I'm going to bring it up with quarters. What the story with those 100-metre sprinters?
He just it was a classic. I'm just not moving until what? Until they let him run.
I think he was actually about to go, and then the crowd started. They saw the big replay on the screen, and they realised that he actually didn't break. Like his foot moved his foot moved a little bit on back pedal, but in fact he was one of the last guys out of the blocks.
So it was just braking. No, if your foot moves, it's braking.
That is, it's braking. But then when the and then he thought, they're on my side.
I'm going to stick it out. And he just, short of running the hurdles, there was nothing more they could do on that track. Next protest.